Hi, James. How are you?
Hey, Rich, how are you, buddy?
I'm okay, thanks. James, with the number of transfers that you have, is that a cause for concern or more a sign of the times?
Yeah, I think that's a great question, and I think the point that you made at the end is how we're looking at it. It's changed. College athletics has changed. College football has changed. There's been a lot of rule changes in the last 5 years that have impacted college football. You got the graduate transfer that started a few years ago, and that was to allow guys that had graduated with their undergraduate degree to go get a master's degree at another school that offered that graduate degree. Well, that's not how the graduate transfer played out. That's what it essentially was supposed to be. It's morphed into something that it was not intended to be. We allowed agents to talk to players from the time they're a freshman now until the time they're a senior. That's a rule change. You weren't able to talk to agents until their eligibility was up. And I know there was a lot of talk within the NCAA and the membership institutions about deregulation a few years ago, especially the rules that they didn't really feel like were enforceable. I don't know if that makes a whole lot of sense, though, because there's still a lot of people that aren't going to do it because you're not supposed to. And that's concerning. The transfer rule, I think, was magnified this year, obviously, with the changes with the transfer portal and the perception of guys being able to transfer and get eligibility right away. And there's so many things to go with that. Our situation's a little bit different than most because we have such a large number of guys that graduate early, and most of our guys have already graduated. So our situation's a little bit different. And for me, ultimately, I want our guys to be able to chase their dreams and be happy and be successful, and we're unbelievably supportive of that. For me, my concern isn't really about Penn State. I'm worried about college football. I'm worried about what we're teaching young people. I think one of the greatest things that I think that college football and college athletics teaches, it's a tremendous complementary aspect to what they're learning in the classroom. The mental toughness, the physical toughness, how to overcome adversity, those types of things. And I worry that we're creating a situation where it's path of least resistance. And in my life, I don't know if that's ever been the right choice or the right path. So I'm concerned. I really am. But what I've tried to do is I've tried to look at it a little bit like basketball. Basketball went through this a few years ago. And there's some specific programs that I've thought of and I've studied, but I won't get into the specific programs. But I look at basketball, and some programs struggled with the new basketball rules, the one and done, and they struggled with and they fought it for a while, and those programs struggled. They didn't evolve, they did not grow, they did not adapt to the new environment. And then over time, some of those programs decided they were going to embrace the new model and grow and move with it. And that's what we're going to do. I get it. It can be frustrating. It can be confusing. I get all those types of things. But we're going to embrace the new model. We're going to learn to work within it. It's really the sign of the times in college athletics. I looked last week. I think at that time there was 1,789 guys in the transfer portal. I worry that all those guys are going to find the right spot. So I just worry. I worry who's advising. I worry about where the information is coming from. I worry that there's a shift right now to the emphasis being on the NFL and not on college athletics, which is, to me, education first, is how I got into this industry. And don't get me wrong, the NFL is a part of it as well, but to me, the emphasis should be on getting education first. And then if the NFL thing happens for you, awesome. And we're going to work very hard at helping you achieve that goal as well. But I worry about the shift. I worry about the mentality a little bit right now. I see players constantly posting, guys commit, and they say, I'm going to be at school X for 3 to 5 years. I mean, literally, that's the first thing. They're already thinking about 3 years. And I'm just a big believer that this model has worked for a very long time. And it's not perfect. It really isn't. And I know it's a long answer. I probably should stop talking. But I'm concerned. And this model has worked for a long time. It is not perfect. But I think about so many people that I know, whether it was small school football, whether it was major college football, that this worked for. Created opportunities for guys to get a great education, to learn mental toughness, to learn physical toughness, to take advantage of strength coaches and trainers and doctors and coaches and administration and off-the-field player development programs. There's so much good that comes from this. And I just worry that the direction this is going, that at some point the model's going to break. And I'm concerned about that. So, I want what's best for the players. I want what's best for colleges and universities. I want what's best for our game. But I think, we're at a challenging time right now. There's no doubt about it. But I know at Penn State, we're going to embrace the new model. We're going to grow. We're going to evolve. And we're going to find a way to be successful in it.